ADHD, dyslexia, or both? Imagine struggling with a puzzle only to realize you've been trying to solve the wrong one all along. This is a sad reality for many misdiagnosed with ADHD who actually have dyslexia, and those with dyslexia who are misdiagnosed with ADHD. So misdiagnosis happens all the time because these two distinct disorders often wear each other's masks. Getting it right matters because the wrong diagnosis means the wrong solution. Navigating the complex maze of ADHD and dyslexia symptoms can be baffling. Is it a reading issue masquerading as a lack of focus, or vice versa? Or could it be a combination of both? This video is your guide through this intricate landscape. We'll unravel the common confusions, help you identify the real underlying issue, and reveal a unique strategy that enhances attention, brain power, and reading proficiency all at once. Let's dive in and unlock these mysteries together. Grasping the intricate relationship between ADHD and dyslexia is vital for parents and educators. These conditions, although distinct, often display similar symptoms, complicating their diagnosis and treatment. In this segment, we will delve into 11 key symptom areas where ADHD and dyslexia overlap. More crucially, we'll provide specific indicators for each symptom that hint at whether ADHD or dyslexia is the primary concern. By understanding these nuances and observing, you'll gain the insights needed to identify the issue's root more accurately. Let's dive into this critical exploration. Symptom number 1. Inattention and difficulty focusing. Both ADHD and dyslexia involve challenges with attention, yet they differ in context. Children with ADHD often show widespread difficulty in focusing, which affects various activities. They may struggle to stay on task, follow instructions, and maintain concentration in different settings, not just academic situations. On the other hand, inattention in dyslexia usually surfaces during reading or language-based tasks. This is because of specific challenges in word recognition and processing. This targeted form of inattention can be mistakenly viewed as a general attention deficit, leading to incorrect ADHD diagnosis. To distinguish between them, observe the pattern of inattention. Is it pervasive across diverse activities, suggesting ADHD, or mainly during reading and language tasks, indicating dyslexia? Symptom number 2, poor academic performance. So both ADHD and dyslexia can lead to struggles in school, but for different reasons. Children with ADHD may face challenges due to impulsivity, inattention, or hyperactivity, disrupting their overall learning. In contrast, those with dyslexia often struggle specifically with reading and language comprehension, which can hinder their performance in various subjects. While poor academic performance is a common symptom in both cases, the root causes are distinct. Recognizing the pattern will reveal the clue. Are the academic challenges widespread, or do they center around reading and writing? This distinction can be a crucial indicator. However, it's important to know that reading difficulties can impact all subjects. If your child has become emotional about school, this can also cause widespread challenges. This observation is tricky and will take a keen eye. To understand your child's emotions better, watch our documentary titled The Overly Emotional Child, and you can get the trailer right here. Symptom number 3, behavioral issues. Behavioral challenges are frequently observed in both conditions. They're often misinterpreted as a disciplinary issue rather than a symptom of an underlying cognitive or learning disorder. ADHD manifestation. Behaviors of ADHD often stem from impulsivity or an inability to regulate actions and reactions. Dyslexia manifestation. With dyslexia, behavioral issues may be a response to frustration or embarrassment related to difficulty with reading. The behavior may be a coping mechanism to mask their difficulties. This is an emotional and self-esteem issue. Parental clues. Observe the context of the behavior. Is it generally impulsive or more evident during reading-related activities? Identifying these patterns requires careful observation, almost like detective work. Symptom number 4, difficulty with reading. While dyslexia directly affects the ability to read accurately and fluently, ADHD can indirectly impede reading through inattention and impulsivity. Children with ADHD may skip lines or lose their place, leading to poor comprehension, which can be mistaken for dyslexia. Similarly, a child with dyslexia might appear inattentive or distracted when faced with reading tasks, mimicking ADHD symptoms. So ADHD manifestation: in ADHD, reading issues are often due to a lack of focus, leading to missing lines or poor comprehension. Dyslexia manifestation: so dyslexia directly affects the ability to process and decode words, making reading inherently challenging. Key observations. When examining reading difficulties, look for specific patterns. Does your child tend to skip parts of the text or have trouble with comprehension, which could suggest ADHD? Or do they struggle with recognizing words and decoding, pointing to dyslexia? Symptom number 5, avoidance of reading or writing tasks. So children with either condition might avoid tasks that challenge them, whether due to the effort involved in focusing, which is ADHD, or the difficulty in processing language, which is dyslexia. ADHD manifestation. So this avoidance is often due to an overall disinterest or inability to maintain focus for long periods. Dyslexia manifestation. Avoidance due to dyslexia is typically a response to the difficulty and frustration experienced during these tasks. Parental clues. Pay attention to the reasons behind avoidance. Is it a general pattern of avoiding tasks requiring focus or specific to reading and writing? Symptom number 6, organizational difficulties. Both groups may struggle with organization, albeit for different reasons. ADHD affects general organizational skills, while dyslexia can manifest in disorganized writing or difficulty following the sequence in reading. ADHD manifestation. Children with ADHD may show general disorganization in various aspects of life. Dyslexia manifestation. So in dyslexia, disorganization might be more evident in tasks involving language, like messy writing or trouble following written instructions. Auditory processing issues, which are associated with dyslexia, can lead to difficulty in following instructions. So if you suspect an auditory processing issue, watch our video titled The Hidden Learning Disability, which you can find right here. Parental clues. Assess the areas where disorganization occurs. Is it a broad issue or more focused on language-based tasks? Symptom number 7, delayed language development. ADHD. Language delays can be due to inattentiveness to verbal instructions or a general delay in developmental milestones. Dyslexia often involves trouble with language-based tasks, manifesting as delayed speech or difficulty learning new words. Parental clues. Observe if language difficulties are more apparent in conversational settings, suggestive of ADHD, or primarily in learning and applying new words, indicative of dyslexia. Symptom number 8, social challenges. ADHD. Children may struggle with social interactions due to impulsivity, difficulty following social cues, or hyperactivity. Dyslexia. Social issues might arise from a lack of confidence due to academic struggles, particularly in reading and writing activities. Parental clues. Consider whether social issues arise from general behavioral tendencies pointing to ADHD or seem connected to academic contexts and self-esteem, suggesting dyslexia. Symptom number 9, memory problems. To understand this, we must realize that we have several forms of memory: visual memory, auditory memory, and kinesthetic memory, as well as gustatory and olfactory memory, so taste and smell. All of these forms of memory combine into what we call working memory. So in ADHD, general working memory challenges are expected, affecting the ability to hold and manipulate information in the mind. In dyslexia, memory issues might be more specific to auditory memory. Auditory memory specifically relates to recalling words, spelling, or the sequence of letters and sounds. Parental clues differentiate whether memory problems are general, so ADHD, or more specific to language-based tasks, so dyslexia. Symptom number 10, difficulty following instructions. So in ADHD, problems with multi-step instructions may stem from inattention or forgetfulness. In dyslexia, trouble following instructions is caused by a difficulty in auditory processing. To dive deeper into that, watch our video titled Why Dyslexics Have Trouble Following Instructions, which you can get right here. Symptom number 11, executive functioning issues. So in ADHD, executive functioning deficits can manifest in planning, organized tasks, and time management. Consider taking our free executive function screener if this is a problem. There's a link in the description. So executive functioning problems are not a core symptom of dyslexia, but some children with dyslexia may also struggle with these skills, especially in academic settings. Recognizing these symptoms and understanding their nuances in ADHD and dyslexia can be challenging, but crucial. The confusion in diagnosing ADHD and dyslexia arises from these shared symptoms. Misinterpreting these symptoms can lead to one condition overshadowing the other, or worse, a child receiving treatment for a disorder they do not have. You have your detective work cut out for you. But what if it's both? Having both ADHD and dyslexia is relatively common. Research shows a significant overlap. About 30 to 40% of individuals with ADHD also show dyslexia symptoms, and 25 to 40% of those with dyslexia have ADHD. This comorbidity rate is much higher than expected if these conditions were unrelated, hinting at possible shared neurological underpinnings or risk factors. However, it's important to remember that having one condition doesn't automatically mean having the other, though the likelihood is higher than in the general population. This overlap can be attributed to the fact that both ADHD and dyslexia involve brain processing challenges, though they manifest differently. Parenting a child with either Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, short ADHD, or dyslexia is challenging. When both are present, well, obviously, that makes things a bit more complicated. What does it look like when they have both? Let's cover the 6 common signs. Number 1, amplified learning difficulties. So children with both ADHD and dyslexia typically experience more pronounced difficulties in learning environments. ADHD may cause them to struggle with focus and impulse control. At the same time, dyslexia affects their ability to read, write, and process language, leading to more amplified struggles with reading assignments, following classroom instructions, and completing written tasks. Number 2, heightened behavioral issues. The frustrations stemming from learning difficulties can often manifest in more noticeable behavioral issues. Children may become more disruptive, not merely as a symptom of ADHD's impulsivity, but also as a coping mechanism for the challenges posed by dyslexia. These behaviors can sometimes be misinterpreted as non-compliance or lack of effort. While behavior issues are common in each condition, they may be more amplified when both are present. 3, increased social struggles. The dual diagnosis can also impact social interactions. The impulsivity and hyperactivity associated with ADHD, coupled with the self-consciousness about reading difficulties due to dyslexia, can make social situations more challenging. Children might struggle to make and maintain friendships, often feeling misunderstood by their peers. Now, 4, overlapping and confusing symptoms. The overlapping symptoms of ADHD and dyslexia, such as inattention and difficulty following instructions, can become more complex. Parents might observe that their child's inattention is not just broad, but also specifically heightened during reading and language-based tasks. This overlap can make pinpointing each symptom's root cause challenging. Number 5, organizational challenges. Organizational difficulties are common in children with ADHD and can be exacerbated by dyslexia. Parents may notice that their child struggles not only with general organization, but also specifically with organizing thoughts for writing or decoding complex instructions. The good news, the good news, the good news, the good news. When a child has both ADHD and dyslexia, addressing one condition can have positive effects on the other. Each condition has its specific challenges and requires targeted interventions. However, there are areas where addressing one can support the overall functioning, potentially easing some symptoms of the other condition. Remediating ADHD and its impact on dyslexia. Improved focus. Treatment for ADHD, such as behavioral therapy, proprioceptive exercises, mindfulness techniques, or focus exercises, can improve a child's concentration. This enhanced focus can indirectly benefit reading and learning processes affected by dyslexia. If you'd like a free course on improving focus, we've done a complete video series on using neuroscience-based techniques to increase focus. It comes with a free book as well, and you can get that in this playlist right here, and the link is also in the description. Improving executive functioning is also beneficial. ADHD interventions often enhance executive functions like organization and task management. These skills can help a child with dyslexia better structure their learning approach, potentially making reading and writing tasks more manageable. You can find a link to an executive functioning screener in the description. Remediating dyslexia and its impact on ADHD. Effective dyslexia interventions, particularly those that improve reading and writing skills, can reduce frustration and anxiety related to academic tasks. When stress is diminished, behavior improves, and so does learning ability. We recommend improving confidence as a first step in remediating either. So you can find a course on improving confidence in this playlist right here. And there's also a link in the description, of course. So, as children with dyslexia gain better mastery over language-based tasks, their self-esteem improves. This boost in confidence can positively affect their overall school experience, which reduces ADHD-related difficulties in the classroom. When you improve confidence, it enhances learning ability. When you improve learning ability, it improves confidence. It's a virtuous circle. The role of neuroplasticity exercises. Neuroplasticity refers to the brain's ability to change and adapt throughout life. Exercises that promote neuroplasticity are critical components of remediating both ADHD and dyslexia. This include targeted brain training, activities designed to strengthen specific cognitive skills like memory, attention, or language processing can help rewire the brain in ways that support learning and attention. Multisensory learning. Incorporating multiple senses into learning activities can enhance neural connections, which is particularly beneficial for children with dyslexia who often respond well to multisensory education methods. Consistent practice. Regular engagement in tasks that challenge and stimulate the brain can promote new neural pathways, potentially easing some symptoms of both ADHD and dyslexia. Mindfulness and relaxation techniques. These can help manage stress and improve concentration, benefiting children with ADHD. But there's one more group of exercises that profoundly affects both. These are extremely powerful, but often overlooked because it is only apparent why they are related if you understand the neuroscience behind why they work. Many practitioners have used them with great success over the years. What are they? Proprioceptive exercises are a form of sensory exercise that focuses on the proprioceptive system, which is responsible for sensing the position, location, orientation, and movement of the body and its parts. Engaging in proprioceptive activities can stimulate neuroplasticity and improve spatial memory in several ways. Proprioceptive exercises improve the brain's ability to sense the position and movement of the body in space. This enhanced awareness can lead to a better motor control and coordination, stimulating neural pathways associated with bodily awareness and movement. They also help integrate sensory input from various sources. Think about it momentarily, and you realize that all the senses are integrated spatially. Our spatial sense is critical to all senses and essential in all learning. Improving spatial memory and sensory integration enhances all cognitive functions. This includes attention and memory. As proprioceptive activities simultaneously challenge the body and mind, they prompt the brain to adapt and create new neural pathways. This neuroplasticity enhances the brain's capacity to learn and remember new information. Proprioceptive exercises lower stress levels and improve overall mood, especially if they are confidence-cultivating calisthenics, which we covered in our video titled How to Get Children to Learn Anything, which you can get right here. Reducing stress levels through these exercises improves cognitive functioning, memory, and focus. We really can't understand why they're not used more. The benefits are profound, and they have a significant impact on spatial memory, our most important and most potent form of memory. Proprioceptive exercises require an individual to be aware of their body's position in relation to the surrounding space. This enhances spatial orientation skills, which directly benefits spatial memory. They also enhance motor planning, developing the cognitive processes that involve coordinating the body. It takes concentration for the planning and execution of these complex movements. This strengthens the brain areas involved in motor planning, spatial navigation, and spatial memory. And that boosts hippocampal function. The hippocampus is the part of the brain where spatial memory is rooted and is involved in logic. New neurons form in the hippocampus from practicing proprioceptive exercises. That part of the brain can grow. There's an additional benefit to growth in the hippocampus. There's an inverse relationship between the size of the hippocampus and the size of the amygdala. So when we grow our hippocampus, the amygdala shrinks, and the amygdala is our fear center. A smaller amygdala means less fear and anxiety, which leads to better behavior and improved learning. Additionally, proprioceptive activities integrate sensory inputs, which is crucial for all learning. Have I convinced you of the importance of proprioceptive exercises? Unfortunately, as kids spend more and more time on electronics, they spend less time doing activities where they would develop their proprioceptive senses. So, consider reintegrating them as much as possible. Where do you find them? Any activity that requires mental concentration to coordinate physical movement is a proprioceptive exercise. This includes classic playground games such as hopscotch and jump rope. It also includes gymnastics, ballet, and other forms of dance, shoshu, kung fu, link in the description, and the Learning Success System. There's a link to a free trial of the Learning Success System in the description. And remember, it has proprioceptive exercises and all of the remediation exercises to improve cognitive function associated with improved literacy and focus. It's everything you need. The more proprioceptive exercises, the better. Our bodies and our brains were made for them. They improve our cognitive function, physical health, and mental health. So, integrate them into your day as much as possible. We already talked about how both dyslexia and ADHD can cause difficulty in focus and attention span, albeit for different reasons. But did you know that focus is a skill that can be developed? Regardless of whether the cause is ADHD or dyslexia, whether the core problem is dyslexia, ADHD, or both, developing better focus skills will help immensely. Developing focus and attention span should be a big part of remediating either or both. And the good news is that the neuroscience and psychology have given us new techniques for doing so. The bad news is that most of that information is buried in scientific papers where it is inaccessible. Well, until now anyway, because we just created an entire playlist explaining each technique. And if you watch it, you'll also get a free guide to help you navigate the process. You can get the playlist and the guide right here.